make sure you remember to appoint Brenda.
Oh, yes. I have to formally appoint her?
Yes.
Okay, Brenda, you're on.
I was going to say, you're stuck with me again.
I'm so glad to hear it. Way worse fates, I can imagine.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
All right. I assume the word got out. There were members of the public, I think, that were planning to come for the second case that was withdrawn. There's nobody here. So.
Yes. Kirsten has helped field some people who have showed up to
So come in and we
explain.
just told them right away that the
Okay.
case was withdrawn. And
All right. So case, whatever it was in terms of numbers, it's item 4.2 here. I don't know what the case number was. Oh, 0348. Not going to be heard this evening. Now it's official because I said so. We on the air? Okay. Let's consider the meeting in order. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, both of you, to the regular January meeting of the Concord Zoning Board of Adjustment. We will hear the cases in the order in which they appear in the agenda, which means there's one case, and we'll hear it first and last. It's case 4.1. We'll ask the appellant to come forward for any testimony that they would like us to hear. We will then solicit testimony from the floor, if any, from people who are interested in the issue. And following that, we'll check in with code enforcement to see if there's any discussion from their office that we need to hear. And then, assuming that there has been any testimony that seems to bear factual clarification, the appellant will have the opportunity to offer that clarification, not new arguments, prior to our closing the public testimony portion of the hearing, after which the board will deliberate and act. We have a 4-member board tonight. If, Mr. Sargent, if you wish to delay or defer, you do not, okay? You understand that the fact that it was a 4-member board is not in and of itself grounds for a request for a rehearing. Okay. With that, we'll discuss case 4.1, Mark C. Sargent of Richard Bartlett and Associates, LLC, on behalf of property owners Douglas and Patricia Hicks, requests a variance from Article 28.4, Development Design Standards, Section 28.4.1D, minimum yard requirements, front yard setback, table of dimensional regulations, dimensional regulations. The property is known as Tax Map Lot 28Z34, located at 131 Shaker Road in the Medium Density Residential District. This is case 0357. Mr. Sargent, good evening.
Well, good evening. My name is Mark Sargent, and I am with the firm of Richard Bartlett and Associates. And I am here tonight representing the Hicks. As you mentioned, Mr. Chairman, the property is located at 131 Shaker Road.
Before you start, I want to interject something.
Sure.
Which is bears on this, but there was considerable discussion in advance of this case about whether or not a variance was required. And I believe you all got a copy of a brief opinion from the city solicitor who concluded that it was required. So, in other words, the code enforcement was correct in deciding that a variance is necessary, even though the building exists and is within the setbacks. So is it the consensus of the board then that we agree that the case should be heard as a variance?
Sure. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Very good. With that, please proceed.
Okay. Where was I? So,
Just before I interrupted you,
Yeah.
which I just did again.
thanks, Chris. So the property has an area of 14.73 acres, almost 1,000 feet of frontage on Shaker Road. And I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. It's just located north of the Shaker Road School. It's the home of Doug and Patty Hicks. So the Hicks are proposing a subdivision that you can see on the plan there in the upper kind of right-hand corner, the northern portion of the property. They'd like to cut off a lot for a single-family residence in there. The new parcel would meet all the current requirements for area frontage, buildable and usable areas. Yeah, I can't even read what I wrote here. But anyway, the long and short of it is we had to come here because the regulations require that anytime anything is done to the property, it loses all grandfathering. So here we are. And the existing home right now is 13.8 feet off the right-of-way of Shaker Road. So it encroaches on the front yard setback. The house was built in 1771, and interestingly enough, the road wasn't laid out until 1838. So I don't know if the road is encroaching on the house or the house is encroaching on the road. So anyway, that's pretty much how simple it is. If you like, I can go through the, what I had outlined for the criteria.
Why don't you do a quick tour of your rationales?
Okay, so I don't believe it's contrary to, the variance would not be contrary to the public because the encroachment upon the front yard setback predates zoning. The request will not increase nonconformity. If the variance were granted, the spirit of the ordinance would be observed because the structure predates zoning and the front of the building that encroaches the front yard setback is a small portion of the overall structure, with approximately 34 feet of front yard from the closest point of the building to the edge of the pavement of Shaker Road. The spirit of the ordinance will be observed. All other dimensional requirements will be observed. Granting the variance will do substantial justice because granting of the variance will permit the parcel to be subdivided, creating one new lot for single-family residence on property that greatly exceeds all other dimensional requirements. If the variance were granted, the values of surrounding properties would not be diminished because the encroachment is existing and has been in place for decades. Granting the variance or denying the variance will not change the status of the encroachment. The parcel to be created as a result of the variance will meet all the zoning requirements and thereby not diminish surrounding property values. And as it pertains to hardship, I selected that the proposed use is reasonable. The subject building was built in the 1700s, which distinguishes it from most properties in the area. Applying a dimensional requirement that did not exist at the time of construction is unreasonable, and therefore there's no fair relationship between the modern zoning requirements and buildings that are over 200 years old. And the second part of that, the existing use, a single-family home, will not change, and the resulting lot, if the variance is granted, is a reasonable use. So with that, I take any questions you'd have.
Are there any questions from the board? Any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard in favor or in opposition to this appeal? Is there any comment from code enforcement or planning?
No, I just wanted to thank the board for putting in the extra homework and kind of navigating the questions that have been brought up and to come with a clean interpretation that we can work with. So I appreciate the board's input and guidance on that. It's been very helpful for us.
You're entirely welcome, at least to the extent that I had needed. Very good. With that, we'll close the public testimony portion of the hearing and invite the board to speak up on the subject. Starting with Ms. Perkins,
No,
whom I am glaring.
No. I don't have a problem approving this variance. It's a small encroachment, and like he said, the house existed prior to the rules. Any rules.
Ms. Spector-Morgan.
I agree. It makes complete sense. We're just drawing a line on the map. And it's a really interesting question as to whether the variance was necessary at all.
Very good. Mr. Monahan.
I have nothing to add.
Nor do I. Would anyone care to make a motion?
I move to grant, I'm going to put on my glasses. I move to grant the variance for Article 28.4 Development Design Standards, Section 28.4-1D, Minimum Yard Requirements /H Front Setbacks, Table of Dimensional Regulations, because all of the criteria under RSA 674-33 have been met based on the record before us, and to adopt the applicant's proposed findings as the board's findings of fact.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The vote is unanimous. The variance is granted.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As far as, do we have minutes from the last meeting to approve?
Yes. First, I think for clarification, I think if the board would make a motion to accept the withdrawal for cases 4-2 through 4-10, that way we can neaten up those applications and have a formal decision that the board accepted the withdrawal request made by the applicant.
May I hear a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Matter is retired.
Thank you. So back to the September minutes, we don't have
Oh, gosh.
all of the
Oh,
members
no.
in attendance.
Those minutes are never
the-
going to get approved.
September minutes.
So they're going to have to be preserved in amber till the next meeting.
We now still have to approve the September minutes from 2025.
But hopefully, we're free to move forward with the December minutes.
I actually didn't read them. I didn't see them.
I have not reviewed them.
Okay. So we're moving the minutes.
Well, I guess we'll take a look at the December minutes in February.
Sure. We're looking now.
We do that?
Can you email them
Spencer?
back out? If they did go out, can you email them back out so we can review them ahead of time?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, I didn't look at them either, and it's negligence on my part, I think, but
It's the holidays.
yeah, we're blaming the holidays.
Yep.
Regardless of your race, creed, or religion, it's the holidays, and you're forgiven all sins. But it probably would be helpful to send the board at least a link so that it comes to our attention. I do it special.
If you could send the attachment, that would be easier for us.
It's like we're 10.
Just the minutes. Okay.
Well, the idea being that as soon as the minutes are available, send them out.
Okay.
Or send the link so that
Okay.
we can take a look at it. Then we run out of excuses by the time we get to the meeting. Very good. Other issues. We're supposed to elect officers, but
Yes, sir.
I guess, can we do that with just 3 regular board members, or we can?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm sure it's
going to make it
official, right?
I don't
Need a
know.
motion to nominate who you think should be chair.
Chris?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in
Election of
favor, please
officers
say
is
aye.
done.
Aye.
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 Got to have 3 of us in order for it to work. Now, I think Nick was vice chair before, chair pro tem. Do we have a formal chair pro tem?
I don't think you do, but I think he assumed that role.
Okay.
I don't know the history if it was ever a formal appointment.
Well, he's not here, so I nominate him.
Yeah, is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. This is what happens when you miss a meeting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Nick is drafted. Is there any other business to come before us?
Not that I have.
All right, we got 1 case next month?
Yes.
Did you already swear me in?
Yes. You to act tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
You were appointed tonight, yeah.
yeah,
Do we all have to go get sworn in at the city clerk?
You and Jim are February
Okay.
council,
Depending on the vote.
and you, yeah. My head.
I hear it's gonna be a hot topic.
Where are my glasses? Where are my
It's gonna be
notes?
so
Do I
deep
have
into
to
the
go
consent
swear in
agenda,
again?
nobody's gonna know it's there.
January
I
council
don't
meeting.
know, Well, we should probably,
On the deadline, okay.
January council meeting is.
I move that we adjourn.
is there a second?
I'll second.
It's moved and seconded.
It is
All
other
in
business.
favor?
It is other
Aye.
business before the board,
We're adjourned.
but the council appointment.